What's going on, everybody? It's your boy C-Zar, and we are talking about XRP in this video today. It is the 28th day of October, and here we are sitting at about $2.64. We've got 8 hours and 48 minutes left in the day. Let's get into this TA. Hit the like button, subscribe, and here we are. So looking at this on the daily time frame, I will say just right off the bat, I like that we are here where we found resistance before, kind of at these areas that we found support before as well, but we're consolidating. We didn't just move up and then move down, rejecting, providing resistance at the same areas that we found significance before. We're actually consolidating here, showing that we probably do have an interest in breaking out higher, which is great. That's great. Looking at the 1 hour time frame here, 1 hour RSI. The 1 hour RSI, to be fair, looks kind of sad. Oh, there's some good things going on though, man. All right, so let me explain this. This is not a common thing that happens, but it does happen. It does happen. Lower lows, lower highs, right? Typically, with downtrends in the RSI, they continue, they persist until you're in the oversold zone, okay, until you're in that area there. But this one you can see is broken out of its trend. It's broken out of its trend, but it's not really doing anything bullish. You're kind of just moving sideways. But that happens. And again, this is uncommon, but it does happen. Where you take a downtrend, you turn it into a sideways trend, and then you turn that sideways trend into an upwards trend. Most of the time that happens in the oversold areas, right? At the low points here. Whenever it happens at moments like this is actually very fierce price action that comes from this. So I would expect that as nice as this move was, the move out of this will be even nicer. It'll be nicer. It'll be really good. The last hour did drop down a little bit. I hope nobody panic sold that, because if you did, well, you definitely are regretting that right now, and you will continue to regret it as time goes on. I'm not worried about that at all. Who cares? We're bouncing literally in an area where you'd expect to bounce and move higher. Stochastics are, to be fair, kind of weird. They're weird. I'm not. To be fair, on the 1 hour stochastics, you would expect to come lower. So with that being said, you would expect to move down a little bit more. But they're weird. They're weird right now. I don't know if I would trust them. I don't know how reliable they'd be. And you have bounced right in this area before. You've seen support in this area before. You could find support now. It's the 1 hour time frame. I'm not going to lean on that too much. I'm more focused on this RSI turning its thing, like rounding its bottom like this. I think that's actually a really nice look. Let's be fair. The MACD looks positive as well. Yes, you've crossed red with this recent hour, but 45 minutes left. If you come back up and you close green, I mean, this red goes away, and then you're actually building momentum. So we'll see how it goes. The 4 hour time frame here. Looking at this now, zooming out a little bit more. We do have lower highs with higher highs throughout this range, so a little bit of bearish divergence brought us down, but we're consolidating still up here, right? Even with that horrible crash of an hour that we just had, we're still not breaking out, right? We're still consolidating up here. Stochastics are right at an area where we actually do bounce at times, right? Let's just see. We'll put a line right here. Sometimes you find resistance here, support right there, support right there, support right there, support right there, support right there. You know, it's not the most common. It doesn't happen every time, but it happens. The MACD is red right now, but that's okay. The fact that you've actually crossed red and you're still consolidating is actually a very bullish thing. Just like here, where you cross green and you're just moving sideways, is a bearish thing, right? Here, when you're crossing red and you're moving sideways, that's actually a bullish thing. So I would think that you move higher. Don't think, by the way, don't think that you know something. I don't know what just happened there. Just because the MACD crosses red and you're moving sideways doesn't mean doesn't mean that that's a good thing. It's a good thing in the context of everything else that we've looked at. But the MACD in itself flipping red and the price moving sideways does not necessarily mean it's a good thing. Just like the MACD flipping green and you're moving sideways doesn't necessarily imply it's a bad thing either. It's context. Context is key. Okay. Don't think that you know something just because of a snippet of information that I've said, right? Daily time frame. And I'm not saying that as like an egotistical thing or an arrogant thing. I've made that mistake before. Whenever I started doing technical analysis, I would hear little snippets, little phrases like that being taken out of context, and I would run with that, and I'd be led astray on all my trading stuff, right? Those indications do work as long as you have an idea of where you're going, right? They make more sense. They're less likely to work if you're just taking a shot in the dark and looking at that specific parameter alone. Anyways, daily time frame here, starting to look productive as well. RSI is at the same areas that you find resistance at typically, right? Where we have found resistance at recently. We do have this kind of lower high dynamic. I would like it if we continue to push higher. If we got above the 60, we can come down. I don't think we do come down too much from here, but if we do come down, I mean, we're at 263, go all the way down to 250. Who cares, right? I'm not saying this because I expect us to move down. I'm just saying I am expecting us to move up, and in contrast to that, if I'm wrong, or if we move down first and then we move up, right? If I'm calling for us to do this, but we do this first, right? I'm wrong. but not really if you just hold, right? Now, I'm not saying this because I'm expecting us to pull back. I'm expecting us to do this. Again, I can't be more clear, but in case we don't, in case we do pull back or something unforeseen happens, we could go to 250 and XRP is fine. It's just a prime area to buy, if anything. But looking at this now, I don't think that we do. Stochastics are very bullish. We love it whenever you're in the overbought zone. That's fantastic. We love it when you stay up here. That's when you do your best work. And I mean, you just look like you're getting set up to do more here. The MACD has crossed green, which is nice, but you're in an overall bearish kind of posturing. The MACD is the only really concern that we have out of these indicators, but it is building bullish momentum, which is nice. I just don't like that we've been building bullish momentum. We're moving sideways now over the past 3 days. Let's move. If we're going to build momentum, let's build. Let's go. That's what we need to see. And ultimately, whenever we do start getting to go, we're going to be setting off a chain reaction here, right? We've got this consolidation phase, this little channel that we've been in now for quite some time. Dipped out of it a little bit here, of course, but we're still more or less in it. We've got this greater consolidation phase here that we've been in. And then, of course, we're dealing with this great multi-cycle phase that we've been in for a long time that we have not seen new all-time highs. Technically, yes, we did see new all-time highs today. Or not today, this year. But I wouldn't count that. I mean, that's not a real breakout, right? All I'm trying to say, really, all I'm trying to focus on is that this little phase promotes a breakout of this little phase, which promotes a breakout of this little phase, right? All these bigger and bigger moves here. So focusing on that, or understanding that at least, I think it's going to be astounding what happens to the price when we break above about $3. Because when you break above $3, you're breaking out of this downtrend, right? When you break above $3, there's no ands, ifs, or buts. The perspective shifts. We're no longer in this trend, so we're breaking out of this, which might mean then that we're breaking out of this, which means that we're breaking out of the large pattern, right? And I don't think I'm the only person who can see these dominoes lined up. The perspective, when it shifts, it's going to be dramatic, and XRP is going to teleport, straight teleport, you guys, to prices that are twice as expensive as what it is now. 263, you'll be at $5 or more by the end of November. Absolutely, you will be. From a high to a low, my expectation would be that we're at like 538 by the end of November, if not higher. Okay, somewhere in that kind of time, in that kind of price range. Ultimately, we're looking for much higher prices, much more fantastic prices than that. Something around 13.57 to about 16 bucks, 17 bucks, somewhere in that range by the end of the year is what we're thinking. And then going into 2026, we should be reaching for higher prices, something in the lines of like $27 to $67. I'm personally expecting something between like 40 to 70 bucks, but we'll see. Time will tell. I've got nothing else for you guys. I hope you enjoyed the video. That is that last target area that I was talking about. That is the cycle high prediction. In case you've missed it, this is just the next stop, and then we'll sing Kumbaya in like April, May, whenever we're at $40 to $70. Anyways, I'll see you on the next one. Take care. Bye bye. Adios.